Alright, Storage Prospector here. We're on part 2 of the vacation thrift hunt. So, if you're new to the channel, I'm a professional reseller. LLC, my business gives me paychecks every week, which is very little money. It is very little money. I don't pay myself that much. It's the amount of work that I do reselling, listing, cleaning stuff out. Everything I do to be able to make money, I don't make much. The business does good. I don't make much. But I'm happy. And, you know, it took me 42 years of my life to meet somebody that was buying storage and get into the storage life, and just the immense fun that it is not being able to have to clock in and have somebody tell you what to do. Anyways, so this is what I do. And right now I'm just doing a little leaky-hoo about stuff that I found going on vacation. I hit a bunch of thrift stores when I was down there. Like I said in the last video, I don't thrift store in my hometown. Unless I'm extremely bored or I'm waiting on something, I might hit a thrift store. But I don't seek out thrift stores in my hometown. The only time I go to thrift stores is when I'm on the road or I'm on vacation. I'll stop in little bitty towns that have, you know, never heard of before and say thrift store near me, and I go hit a thrift store. Sometimes I'll hit every thrift store in that town. So when we went down to Florida, we hit all the thrift stores that we hit when we go see my parents and my grandma. And it's all little bitty towns, retirement communities. And then every time we stop for gas or food, we look for a thrift store. So, alright, so what we're going to do is this part 2. Like I said last video, we have spent about $75 on all the thrift stores. The first video we had spent $47. Got a little bit of stuff. So now let me see if I can't figure out what came next. Stick you here in the chest mount. Okay. I accidentally hit the stop button. So this is the stuff we've already been through. This bag came next. This was the helping store. This was actually before the ministry store, because I actually went with the ministry store. This was about a 25-mile away from where it's at. My mom was with us. My wife was with us. Both then were buying baby stuff for the baby shower, and my daughter having she due March, so a lot of baby stuff got bought. So this came from it was called a care store. This was the first purchase. And I don't normally buy shoes, guys, but they looked good. And I think they'll clean up real well. They were $7. I think I have this priced already. These are due $32. And I'll charge shipping. They're a Herman survival boots. They are not the steel toes. If they were the steel toes, they would have been a lot more. They would have been $50-$60. But they were $7, and after shipping, I'll make $20 on them. So 3 times your money on that $7. And I want to say they were like a size 9 or 10, which isn't a bad size. The laces are in good shape. I'll clean up the plastic a little bit, get the prices off of it. I think they're in real good shape. I think they'll sell pretty good. So I picked these up because they were brand new with tags, and they were $5. We didn't know they had a $65 price tag on them, so I didn't know. And when I went up online, it looks like they'll do $25 to $30. So $5 into $30, and I charge most of the time for shipping, especially if I've got a high amount of money into it. So these right here were vintage Tommy Hilfiger. And I almost think these actually came out of the ministry store. They were $3. Vintage, big logo, Tommy Hilfiger on there. It's got the coloration here. One thing you'll find out in a vintage Tommy, you'll find a lot of stitching that's different colors. Check your things here to make sure all your buttons are right. They all should be Tommy Hilfiger, I believe. Yeah. And then it's just the big badge jean shorts, Tommy Hilfiger. So I got sold comps on these around $44 to $50. So I'll probably throw them on a vintage page for $50 because I got a bunch of people that buy vintage clothes from me, and these should go pretty quick. And like I said, I'll do $44 to $50 something on them. $3 right here. I think these are Carhartt. Nope. These did come from the vintage store, the ministry store. They didn't come from this store. This is what made me go through all the clothes, because I seen Patagonia, and then I didn't even know. I've never seen, and I'm probably saying it wrong, the Patagonia. I've never seen them in a while. When I've been out thrifting, I've never seen this. I've gotten storage units and found a couple of this brand, but I've never found this in the thrift store. So when I looked them up, because of the way the pockets are, this is a vintage pair. So these will bring like $44 as a vintage pair, which is cool. I don't think these weren't made in America, were they? Sri Lanka. But my understanding is, when I was looking them up, and maybe not everybody listed it the same, but these organic cottons, I don't know if that's their normal thing. I don't know much about this brand. I just know it's a good brand. I know it's an expensive brand if you buy it new. But when I looked this up, I found 3 or 4 pairs that weren't this color. I found some grays, some blues, and some blacks that were this style, and they were all listed as vintage. So $44 from $3. Nice flip. And you know, when I was out thrifting, you guys, if you watch my shows, you know I have a lot of clothes. I would say 60% of the 3,200 items I've got on eBay is clothes. And out of that 60%, probably 35 to 40% of it is all brand new tag stuff. So that was goodbye. This is my first. I don't remember who I was watching. I think I was watching Ready, Set, Resell. I think that's who I was watching. I'm sorry I keep tagging these people, but I watch a lot of YouTube, because you can never stop learning this business. There's always people that are finding stuff that you've never seen before and you don't know about. So this is a first for me. Snow boots. Now, when I seen all these little clippy things on them, I was like, these have got to be expensive, because everything looks like they got compressions, they got custom fit performance on the back with all this wool and lining. I mean, they're in decent shape. They're not in perfect shape, but they're in decent shape. They had a big $15 price tag on them at the thing, and I was like, wow, I don't know if I can go that much. Well, I went up there and looked, and I should be able to get $65 for these, and $30 shipping and handling on them, because they're very heavy. But there's a difference between it having this custom cushion in it than it being the boot. If it did have the custom cushion in it, then these things would only sold for about $30 to $35. So $15 into $65, that's a $40 profit. That's almost 3 times in your money. To me, that's a win. So set that over. I got one more thing in here. One more thing. Oh wait, this is baby clothes. I didn't buy this. Baby clothes! My daughter's kid's going to have so many clothes, it's amazing. Okay, so this is the last thing. This was actually sitting right there at the cash register, and it's in rough shape. If it was in perfect shape, and this was all beautiful and chromed out, it is a Pen 155. The mechanisms are all working. The locks work on it. Everything on it was working. So it's Anyways, so I'll probably ask 15 bucks for it. If this thing was in perfect shape, this would be a $35 reel, and it was $2. So I'll make 10 bucks on it. Somebody will restore it and turn it back into a $35 reel for their own personal self. So that was a combination between the Helping Hand store, which was the first thrift store that we hit, and the second store, the ministry store. Okay, so now let's figure out where we're going next. So I think we went to a couple thrift stores and didn't find anything. Oh, I know what it was. We didn't find anything in the other thrift store, so I had only bought those bags. The Helping Hand store, I paid, this was on card, I want to say I paid $28 for everything in the Helping Hand store. Well, the boots were $22. Yeah. It was $28 or $32 that I paid. I have receipts for everything. So, then, this was the second to last store. This was the next day. This was the next day. That's on the road, and that's on the road. Let's see what this is right here. Okay. Alright, so that was day one. Day two, I took off and I went to the Helping store that was in the town of where my grandma lives, and I hit that store every time I go down there. Usually on Wednesdays it's 50% off. Now I bought something huge in that one that is not on this bed to show you. It is a carbon fiber compost lightweight with spin energy wheels wheelchair. Okay, I paid $40 for it. What was so bad is their half off day had moved to Thursday, so I could have come back Thursday and paid $20 for this thing. But there's Helping stores, they buy food for the retirement or the elderly community that can't get good food, and they give out food packages to people all around. So it was okay to spend $40 on that thing. I spent $52 in that store, and I got, where is that jersey? This one. Okay, so this is what came from the Helping store, along with the wheelchair. Now, the wheelchair is a green Hellion C2 wheelchair. Right now, that brand, there's 3 wheelchairs listed between $700 and $1,200, not sold, and then somebody selling the feet attachments to it for $175. All of them are used. There's 2 sold listings of the same one that I have, which is lime green. Somebody took just the frame and sold the frame for $375, and then somebody sold the entire wheelchair for $875 with free shipping. So the wheelchair is probably $150 to $200 to ship it. So that's, $500 to $600 on a $40 buy. Killer flip. I hated buying a wheelchair. I watched somebody else and they said they'd leave the wheelchair for the person that needs it. Well, if you're leaving a wheelchair that's worth that much money in a storage unit or in a thrift store for somebody that needs it, yes, you might find somebody in that town that needs that wheelchair. But if you put that wheelchair on eBay and you're looking at 30 million people, you're going to find more people that need that chair. So, look at it that way. That's the way I see it. I had a child's paraplegic chair that laid them flat, stood them up, and did a couple other things, but it was for kids. And this thing retailed for $4,200. I had it for $900 on eBay with $250 shipping and handling. And somebody got me, pleaded with me, and I gave it to them for half the price. And supposedly that's what they could afford. They paid the full shipping. They paid $650 for this item. But, that's somebody that might not have insurance that could get something like that donated to their child. And I just saved them thousands of dollars because I found something and got it out to the world. That's the way I see it. I don't look at it as a moral dilemma trying to buy something that's medically in a community that might need it. So this was the rest of the stuff that was in the thrift store. I paid $52 for the everything in there and what's in this bag. Now, the irony of what's in this bag was I know that, not that one, this one, that one, and that remote. These two remotes will put me in a profit. This remote sells for about $45. It is a Pioneer DVD recorder. Now, there are people selling it for $15 and $20. But when I see 3 listings that this sold for $45, that's what I'm going to list this for. Because this is a rarer item. Plus, how many are listed. This one is the Emerson Magnavox Funyun DVD VCR combo. People buy these things all the time so that they can put it with their DVD combo so they can get more money for them. They sell between $15 and $24. These were 50 cents a piece. All these remotes were 50 cents a piece. I think I got one more in there. Yeah. Okay. So, these were 50 cents a piece. Now, this was a bomb. I had never heard of this one before. This was Xfinity, which I didn't know, down in Florida. Comcast, which is it's their cable. So this sells for like $8. I probably won't sell it because it's going to cost a lot. If Florida's the people that use this, it's going to cost $3 or $4 to ship it to Florida, and I'll make $2 on it, which is still not a bad flip for 25 cents, but I won't waste my time with it. So this one, like I said, this is probably $15 to $20, $45 for this one. I didn't look this one up, but this is a full Yamaha entertainment system one. This is probably a $20 remote to a $30 remote. And then this is a brand new RCA, and it looks like it's all TV. Yeah, this is TV. So it's brand new. Even if this only sells used for $10, it's brand new. I can get 15 for it. So I spent 52, and you got 45, say 60. There's 80. There's $95 and 4 remotes. So if you're passing up the bins full of remotes, stop and look. Look for big name brands, Yamaha, Pioneer, Kenwood, even car remotes. They sell pretty good. And you look at these ones, these generic ones. Now the one that you would want is an MB, I think it's a 164 or 169. That one is a $25 bill every time you get it. You list it, I guarantee you within an hour, $25, you'll make the money. And now, if you don't know, I test all of them, and it's real easy. You download an app, you put the batteries in, make sure everything's clean on the battery trays, and it gives you an IR tester, so once your batteries are in, you can just hit a button, and it will light up on your screen showing you that that IR works. You just hit all the buttons to make sure all your buttons work, and you know this remote is working. And that's all you need to do. So that was that paid for the wheelchair and everything. So now I think I paid 50 cents for this. So this is a Looney Tunes golfing tie. It's a big tie, but it's a Looney Tune golfing thing. This will probably be $15 with free shipping. Might be able to pull 20, but I'll probably get at least 15 for it. I found this right here, and I want to say that I paid, let's see, there's a tag on it. I think I paid $1 for this in that helping store. It's Reebok, it's logoed, it's tagged Reebok down here, large. It's saying it's on field, so that's, you know, that's cool. Looked at the dude. The dude's like a lineman. These jerseys do $24 to $30. So $1 into, you know, 20 times your money. Can't pass it up. Alright, so then I picked this up for $2.50. Now I'll find some earphones, I'll test it out, I'll get that cleaned up. I honestly haven't looked it up yet, but I can see at least having all these attachments with it, the battery thing for the car, this, and throw a set of earphones with it. I think it's probably $20. It could be $30, but it's at least $20 for this, if it's working. I have not tested it yet. So, got an Oakley case. This is the peel case. This isn't the best Oakley case there is, but, and I won't sell it. I sell Oakleys. I bought a collection, so I'll actually probably throw this in. Like, I just sold a $95 set of Oakleys that may not have a case, and I'll put this with it. So this is, if you were to sell this case, you'd get about $6.99 with it, free shipping. You make $2 or $3 on it. I think I paid $1.25 for it. The last thing that I got in this store, now this is an older one, but it was $1. Medical power supply, Resmedics. Okay, this goes to a CPAP. Okay, now it goes to an older CPAP. I know it does because I know what a new one looks like, and this is an older one. So I'll test it the same way. I will put this kind of cord on it, and I'll plug it in. I have these, and then all I got to do is test meter this to make sure there's power coming through it. The last ResMed charger battery power that was factory like this, I got $50 for. This is an older one. It might be a $24 to $30 one. That's what I'm figuring, but I paid $1 for it. So this, where I spent $52, I think will make, we got 90, we got 110, we got 130, say 130, we got the thing say 140, 155. We got 155 plus a minimum of $500 on the thing. So I spent $52, and I'll make $650 profit off of $52. So to me, that's a win. Now, I don't need any stuff. I don't know why I was buying all this stuff, because I don't need anything. I have plenty of stuff to list. But it was something to do on my vacation. And even though it was a vacation, buying all this stuff and all these receipts, I get to write all that vacation off. Everything except the SeaWorld trip that I took my wife on. But I can write the food off, and I can write the gas off, and I can write all the expenses off except the stuff that was for actual vacation. Good thing though. Went to a car show last year. And I wrote the car show off because while I was at the car show, I sold 8 pairs of Oakleys to mini truckers, my friends in different clubs that knew I had them, and they bought 8 pairs of Oakleys. So I actually conducted business while I was at the car show. So again, that was a 5-day stay, and that was all wrote off because I conducted business. I know that's a fine line, but I treat this as a business. This is not just a hobby. So that was day 2. So we're up to, we went into that thrift store. Yeah, we went in that thrift store. That was, and there's another thrift store coming up. That would be part 3. So that one I spent $52. Like I said, about $175 into everything that was bought. It will probably take me, I'm thinking it's going to take a couple weeks to list all this stuff. Plus, I've got a stack of about 75 records on my desk right now that have all been priced and graded. And I got to take pictures. No, I think I already took pictures. Yeah, I took pictures. All I got to do is list those. That was something I did right before I left, and I've got to get that done because everything in my office is a process. It comes into the foyer or the hallway, and then it gets researched, priced, pictured, and then it gets set on my desk, and then it gets listed. And it's all a process. Like, I've got a buddy that I've got to go to Greenville, North Carolina, and pick up some stuff that I'm going to be selling for him. We're going to do a 50-50 split, and that's 50-50 after all supplies, all fees, And honestly, hopefully I can do this, which I think I can. I'm running his product as it sells as cost of goods bought. So the 50% I give back to him is what it cost me to buy the item to make the 50% that I made. So I think it's okay. That's what I did last year, and my CPA didn't have a problem with it. So, alright, so I appreciate you guys coming along. Like I said, like, share, always stay out there hunting. Always be out there finding something. I know I'm not normally a thrifting guy, because it's taking time out of listing and storage and everything else. And, you know, you could buy a storage locker and find a ring that's worth $200 or $300 in gold. You're not going to find that in a thrift store. At least I haven't found it in a thrift store. So I appreciate it. I'll catch you later. Let's try. Like I said, this is part 3. I bought a lot of stuff. Well, that's part 2. We'll hit part 3. I appreciate you guys coming along.